This program contains adult language and situations which may be considered offensive to some viewers and/or children, but more likely their parents.
Hey furballs, it's Dragon Lord Frodo. Just giving a little quick update on my situation. Doing pretty good, actually. Staying out of trouble. Staying away from the girl. Because that's all we're going to refer to her as is the girl. I got a trip to Toronto coming up again. When I was in jail, I missed that. I was supposed to go on June 16th to the 18th. I had the thing all planned out. I had, I had the room all set up. I had, the Megabus set up, $4. And then, like, the room was going to be Airbnb. And I missed out on it because, I let my concern get in the way of my judgment, I guess you'd say. I mean, whatever. We're not rehashing that one. But I got a new got another trip to Toronto planned out. Hopefully I'm not arrested before this one. I'm not gonna say what day, but one of these days you're gonna see another Toronto trip. Hi, Gravy. What else? I got a surprise $300 check in the mail today. I got a $300 check and a $65 check. Went to go cash that. And what am I going to do with that money? Well, I already gave some to my dad because he had a bunch of Canadian money. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you an American equivalent for the amount in Canadian. I can use this for my trip. So I got like $180 Canadian here. Plus I got a bunch of more Canadian upstairs. So that's cool. Use that for Toronto. What else? I'm probably going to go to Best Buy tomorrow, because when I was in jail, my mom came in here and cleaned my house. But the thing is that, like, when she did that, she just threw a lot of shit out, and it was a lot of shit that I needed. Like, I had a camera card. It was like one of those like little. You call them like what? Micro SD cards. Where is it? So it's. I'll show you what it is. This is one of them that I have. This isn't the one that I'm losing right now, but it's literally that big. I don't even know if it shows up on camera. But it's literally that big, and it was 32 gigabyte. And I was using it for my GoPro. But I can't find the card anywhere now. And so now they're only like $15, so I might as well just buy another one at Best Buy. And so 15, and then what else? 15, and then I gotta buy some new friggin' chargers for my phone. I should make this like a separate rant. I should be ranting like a lunatic about what are these things called? Micro USB. Hey, stop, Brady. Micro USB cords. They fucking suck. Why can't we just go back to mini USB? No, these things suck. Stop, Grady. These things suck. The ones that are like real small, that are used for like everything now, they suck. Okay? Like, it's like that, it's like the charger, you plug in your phone and like after a while it just stops working. It just stops working. I don't know why. Because it stops making a good connection. If anybody out there can tell me how to, what do you call it? If anyone out there can give me some tips on how to prevent that. It's, you know, like when you go and plug it in and then you have to like finagle the cord in a certain way to get the thing to charge. I hate that. You know, and it's only with the micro USB. It's not with the mini. The minis were awesome, but now everything is micro. I don't know why. Excuse me. I gotta take a huge dump. All right, people. This is what I'm talking about. These kind of plugs. Okay. These kind of plugs suck. Okay. They just stopped working. What? Those plugs just stopped working. They're just like, oh yeah, I was working a day ago. Now I'm just gonna stop working altogether. I hate micro USB shit. What is it? Oh, it's supposed to be a smaller plug. It's supposed to be more convenient. No. Not when you have to replace them every 2 days. I want to get what my parents have. They actually, what do you call it? They actually replaced all the electrical sockets. They replaced all of them with what do you call it? With like new sockets, kind of. It's just, I think it's just like a plate, but it's like, but it has like USB chargers directly into the plug itself. It's pretty cool. I want to see if they have any more of those. Hi, Gravy. I want to get some of those, but I don't know. So I mean, I'll probably go to Best Buy tomorrow, get a micro SD card, 32 gig. They're only like $10-15 there. You can probably get them cheap at Best Buy because, you know, they price match with Amazon, so that's always a good thing. What else? Probably might get some like cords or something as well. For that, get a bunch of chargers and whatnot. Yeah, I have nothing in that. Just a bunch of, you know, micro USB cords would be fine. What else? What else should I be talking about here? If I have some money left over, I kind of want, I don't know. I'm really debating on getting this or not. But I kind of want an Elgato. It's a thing for your computer that lets you hook up your like your PS4 or your Wii U or like any kind of video game system. It lets you hook that up to the computer so you can record gameplay footage. I'm a little. It's like $130, and it's like I don't know. I might just get that if I get a job or something, but I don't know. I think I'll pass on that because there really is no way I can stream Wii U play, you know, from my like from Twitch or whatever. I can't do it without that. With the PS4, I could just press a button on the controller and it starts streaming straight from the PS4 itself. But you know, that's a little. I guess getting the Elgato is a little bit better. But yeah. So I'm just trying to stay out of trouble here with the law and all that other shit. Yesterday I took a really long walk from my apartment to the Cheektowaga police station. I had to get a copy of the not police order. I had to get a copy of the restraining order. Yeah, I had to get that. Like they didn't give me that while I was in court. You know, and my lawyer didn't have it. He was just like, "Oh, you have to go to the police department to get that." So I actually took a walk to and from the Cheektowaga Police Department, from my apartment to Cheektowaga police, from my apartment to the police station in Cheektowaga. So it was pretty much like think of like Bailey and Broadway, because it would be like Bailey and William Street. Think of like a walk from like Bailey and William Street to Union and Broadway. Okay? It took about an hour walk there and back. According to Google Maps, a walk that far is like it's 3.7 miles there and then 3.7 miles back. So in total, how much is that? That's like 7.4 miles I walked yesterday. And it was just straight down, it was just straight down, whatchamacallit, it was straight down, what's that street? Just straight down Broadway I just walked. So you just go, and of course, yeah, I fucking went across the train tracks. Now that I'm thinking about it though, that was kind of redundant to go across the train tracks because there was no reason for me to. Like, you could argue that me going to Tops on Broadway, you just go all the way down Green Street and then, like, hope that there's no train there or hope that there's no police officer sitting in his vehicle, you know, eating donuts and, you know, looking for people that are crossing the thing. And, you know, I just do that because if that happens, I have to go all the way down Green, and then I would have to go all the way down King and then around, when I could just cross the train tracks and cut cut that time down the size, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why I want to cross the train tracks. That was kind of stupid. Because I wasn't going to Tops or anything like that. I mean, I could have just got to the friggin' police station in just amount of time if I would have just went down Green, go down King, and then go like through that. There's something in the air. It's like making me cough. It's like I got hair in my throat or something. Oh, excuse me. Trying to cat hair or something. What Brady? What are you doing? So I took a long ass walk from my apartment to Cheektowaga police station and back. So, because that's all I did in jail was fucking walk and read books. It's so boring there that you might as well, take walks. I'm not saying take a walk around the block. I mean, what I'm doing is, like I said, there was this big, where I was staying, there was this, it was like this big room, and I would just walk around the thing. I wouldn't even count how many times, I would just walk around the whole thing. Then when rec comes, I'd go up on the roof, and I'd walk around up outside there. And I wouldn't even count. I would just keep walking and keep walking and keep walking. Now, let's see. It took me about an hour to walk from my apartment to Union and Broadway. And that was 3.7 miles. Now, usually rec lasts for about an hour. So I'm guessing whenever I went up to rec in jail, I was walking like 3.7 miles each time. So I don't know anymore. And then just reading books, that was what I did. Yeah. And so then, what else? Yeah. So when part of the condition of me being released, the judge was like, part of this whole thing is that you need to go and see a therapist. You need to see mental health counseling, and you need to comply with the mental health professional. If he tells you need to be on meds, you have to be on meds. I just have to comply with a therapist, I guess you'd say. And the judge wants proof of this somehow. I don't know exactly how he's going to get proof. But here's the thing, okay? I already found myself a counselor. And you know what? Because I was actually wanting just a therapist. Anyway, right before I got arrested, I was actually wanting to see a therapist anyway. No more of this Jewish family services shit. Because they suck. Okay? And I kind of wanted a man this time, so I don't know. I've been getting women all my life as therapists, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem cool. I don't know. Maybe I have better luck with a man. But then I'm thinking back, and I'm like, hey, I used to see a man back when I was 6, 7 years old. Okay? And he was the coolest fucking therapist ever. And I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to use real names. I'm just going to call him Dr. Nintendo. Okay? And this is why I call him this. Because this is the thing, okay? This doctor, I'm not going to use names, but this doctor, he was the cool doctor, I guess you'd say. And a lot of times, if I remember correctly, a lot of times what will happen is I'll go and see the doctor. I go to therapy when I was like 6, 7 years old at the time. And he used to have an NES set up in his office. And that was part of the therapy. We would sit there and talk, and we would sit there. What the fuck? There's like shit in this air that's making me cough. It feels like I got hair in my throat. Oh my god. Don't even get me started on that Sex in the City episode. You ever see that episode where the guy is like he keeps gagging on like hair or something? It's the most annoying thing I've ever heard or seen. That's why I hate that fucking show. Okay, I don't even get me started. It's like every the whole show. There's like one episode that I remember about sex and was it Sex in the City or Sex and the City? I don't remember. It's one of those Mandela effect bullshit. But there was an episode that I remember where this guy kept on coughing. He had like hair in his throat or something. And he was like, all through the fucking show. And it was like, come on, this is so annoying. And then there was one episode about scrunchies too. And that was a fucking annoying one as well. I think that was actually the same episode, wasn't it? And the girl on there, she was like going all nutty and fuck. And I can't stand that Jude rod sound she makes. Like, Anyway, getting back to the point. So this guy, I'm going to call him Dr. Nintendo, because I'm not using real names, but he used, I don't know if he still does, but he had an NES in his office, and we would sit there and play video games in session, and I would, talk about my fucking problems while I'm playing video games with him. He would play too. So the funny thing is that my mom took me out of his what do you call it? She found me another therapist or something because she didn't like that I was going there and playing video games with him. Isn't that fucked up? It's like this man is probably like ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this is somebody that probably could have helped me, but because his methods were unorthodox, my mom didn't want anything to do with him. So I actually looked this guy up. And I called him up. I said, hey, I was a patient of yours when I was like 6 or 7 years old. I remember you had the Nintendo in your office. And I have to do this court order bullshit because, the judge wanted me to see a therapist, so whatever. And he actually remembered me too. It was really weird. I'm 33 now. And I seen this guy when I was like 6 or 7. Put this in perspective. I went to go see him when Aladdin was the big movie, when Aladdin was like the big movie back then. So do the math, I don't know. So I remember I went to go see him and I was like talking about seeing Aladdin and how it was the greatest movie ever made or whatever. What the fuck? It was 6 or 7 years old. But, so I told him, hey, I remember you. Like, yeah. So I get to see that guy on the 13th of July. Get to see Dr. Nintendo. I wonder, I wonder if he upgraded his video game system since then. I mean, back then it was all about like maybe NES. He didn't have a. I don't think he had a Super Nintendo in there. You think he might have like throughout the years like got like an N64, you know, maybe a Wii or something. I don't know. Does he have like a Switch in his office now? I don't know. Maybe he has like a PS4 in there or something. But we're gonna go see Dr. Nintendo. You know, that guy, I'm gonna say this. That guy, he was probably ahead of his time. Okay, he thought outside the box. Okay, because let's face it, shrinks are kind of stiff. You know what I'm saying, okay? Shrinks, they're, you can't really trust them. You don't know what's going through their head. I don't know. It just seems like my every shrink that I've had did nothing for me. I mean, they did something. It wasn't the right thing though. Like the one shrink put me on Ritalin. It's like, and the Ritalin makes me sick to my stomach too. So what do? They put me on Risperdal, which is for like schizophrenia, I think. And they already proved I didn't have schizophrenia. I think a lot of these shrinks just like to put you on something just so that they get paid. Because they get a little bonus for every medication they put you on. they get I'm not gonna go through the whole thing again. But next time you go to like a doctor or something, look around, see what's all over that office. Look at their pens, look at their clocks, look at any kind of doodads and knickknacks that you can find. Okay, and I can bet you everything's going to have either a name of a drug or the drug company itself. So, look around everywhere. And next time you can do this when you're in the doctor's office. Look around everywhere. You could find, a Zoloft fucking pen. You could, whatever. And just pay attention though, what's actually in those offices. Then, if you want, you could ask some of the patients. I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, if you feel like it, do it. Ask some of the patients, hey, what did he put you on? And, just make a mental note of it, And I don't want to know what you're taking, but I'm just trying to curious what you on. Then when you get home, you look up the medication and see who makes it. I can guarantee you that whoever made that medication also has their stress balls are in that office, their pens, their clocks, okay, everything. Because what happens is the drug reps come and they sort of, they give away free shit. It's like advertising. They give away pens. They give away clocks. You ever see someone with a Zoloft clock? I have. But we're not allowed to talk about her. Because then the federales come, if you know what I mean. Then the dicks come in jeans and leather jackets. If you know what I'm saying. So we're not allowed to mention her name on tape because then the dicks come, the detectives. You don't want those guys at the door. Okay? We're trying to keep this a dick-free zone, if you know what I'm saying. Okay? So, we're trying to keep this a dick-free zone. So, so what was I saying? Yeah. So this guy, he was like ahead of his time. He was like, okay, you know, maybe giving away fucking drugs to kids isn't exactly the best way to handle something like this. Maybe these kids need a new way of handling their problems. And he was a good doctor too. But because, oh, he's not prescribing you fucking Ritalin and Risperdal and whatever, he's no good. He's useless, doesn't he? He'd rather play video games. Why is that a bad thing? You know? So what the judge says, go see a therapist. I'm seeing a therapist. Actually, I gotta see the therapist on the 13th, but you know what I'm saying. Judge was like, hey, go see a therapist. Take whatever medication he gives you. Well, I'm not gonna force the doctor to fucking write me medication. I'm sorry. I'll take whatever he says, but that's all I can do. You know. The judge can't really order me. He can't. No, the judge can't really order me to take medication. He can order me to see a therapist who can then prescribe me medication. But the judge can't be like, I want you to take this, that, and the other med. The judge isn't a doctor. The judge is a glorified lawyer, pretty much. You had to take a bar exam, just like the lawyer, my lawyer, and the district attorney. So he's a glorified lawyer, pretty much. And he's not supposed to be neutral. He's not supposed to take sides in a case. He's supposed to be neutral. He's supposed to be Switzerland. Okay? You know what that means, people? That means back in World War II, you had the Allies, and then you had the Axis, which was Germany and Italy and whatever else, the bad guys, whatever. And you had the Allies, U.S., Britain, I can't think of all of them right now. And then Switzerland was just like, we're not taking sides. And Switzerland got taken over by Germany. They didn't want to take sides. That's what happens when you're Switzerland. Because eventually the judge has to take a side. He has to make a decision, right? He decided with Axis. Hey, I'm just telling you how it is. So, like I said, he can't prescribe meds because he's not a doctor. So what else is going on? Oh yeah, the 14th of July. I gotta get my wrist looked at again. You know what's funny? And this is what pisses me off. This is why I am the way I am about doctors. Okay, so I don't know if I told you Keys about this, but before I got arrested, I went to the doctor, okay? And I went to the doctor. They said I got my wrist. I went to the emergency room, I should say. And that was the time I said, oh, look, that hot nurse is there, and, you know, whatever. And they x-rayed my wrist. They said it was a radial styloid fracture. And that was what was on the report. Radial styloid fracture. Right wrist. And I have to keep this bullshit on my arm. So, I'm like, okay. So then I get arrested. And I actually missed my appointment because I got arrested. And for a month, I should say, I was in that jail for about a month. And I kept complaining to the nurses. I was like, listen, am I ever going to get treatment for my wrist? So they ended up getting a release from ECMC, ECMC, regarding my wrist. And it comes back, the jail had it. And what it was they said, oh, ECMC is saying that there's nothing wrong with your wrist. And I'm like, what? Then why do I have this on? Why did I come out of that emergency room saying with a thing that said radial styloid fracture? And now they're telling the jail that there's nothing wrong with my wrist. Now I have to look like the fucking liar here. Why would they tell me one thing and somebody else something else? Who the fuck's lying here? Is it the jail that's lying? Or is it ECMC? I have no clue. All I know is that my wrist hurts like a son of a bitch, okay? And, you know, this is why I don't like going to doctors. Because they just seem like so fucking stupid. You don't know what's going on. You know, and like I remember one time I was having fucking trouble with my feet. Okay, for one, like a lot of times what would happen is my feet I would get like this really bad pain in my feet. And it would be like both feet too. And it would be like to the point where I couldn't walk on it. I don't know what the fuck was going on at the time. I went to the emergency room. I went there a couple times over this. And what they said, was the first time they said it, oh yeah, your foot's broken. Okay, well, we're going to do anything about it? Not really. Then you let it heal. So the second time I went in there, they said I had gout. Gout. And they put me on some medication. I took it didn't even do anything. I'm like, okay. So then, what was it? The next time they said, oh, it's just a sprain. You never had gout. I'm like, what the fuck? You can't even diagnose a fucking foot injury. So finally, I went to another doctor. And this doctor, he happened to be good friends with my mom. He made me walk up and down the fucking hallway. And he was looking at the way I walk. Supposedly I don't walk straight. And I didn't even know I did this. I don't walk straight. I walk like on the sides of my feet, kind of. And that's what was irritating my foot. I don't know. I don't get it, but he ordered these. He had me come in again, and they took measurements of my feet all this. And then they made like these, what do you call it? Things you put in your shoe. That actually worked. That actually helped me. I haven't had foot pain since then. But it's weird because I could see this happening a couple times. I'd be like, what's going on? Oh, you have a fracture. Oh, now you don't have a fracture. Oh, now you have gout in your hand. Oh, it's just a sprain. You know, oh, you bruised something. Why can't they give you just one fucking answer? Why can't they be like the diabetes and go, oh yeah, you got diabetes. Gravy, stop. Gravy. Gravy, cut the shit. Gravy, cut the fucking shit. Gravy, cut the shit. There you go. I got her to cut the shit. So, I don't know. Why is it that they can sit there and perseverate on, like, my diabetes or something? You definitely have diabetes. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's not anything else. It's diabetes. It's dia-fucking-bees. 100%. You know, this is how we can tell. Your sugar's 200. Yeah, you got dia-fucking-bees. You have diabetes, okay? They're like that, and I think it's, you know why I think they do it like that? Because with diabetes, now they got you hooked. Now they got you hook, line, and sinker. Now they could start selling you all the fucking glucometers. Now they can start selling you all the test strips and the insulin pens and the lancets, and they can start selling you all the fucking alcohol pads, which you really don't need, and all the gauze strips and all. They can start selling you a whole package. Whereas, you know, a sprain in your foot, what are you going to do about that? Oh, that's just going to heal in a little bit anyway. You know? But something like diabetes, oh, now that's something that they could start selling to you in a package. You know what I'm saying? Well, now you can get your glucometer, and that's going to cost you $30. And then you got to get your test strips, which will cost you $20 for a little thing like that. And then, oh yeah, then you get the little fucking insulin pen. That's going to be another $100 a pen. That'll last you like a week. Yeah, now we can start selling you shit. That's the way that's why I don't like doctors. Like they said, doctors do not create patients. They create customers. You know? They'd rather, you know, give you some kind of painkiller medication so that you get addicted to that and you can start coming back to see that doctor. And now he's like a drug dealer now. He's like a legal drug dealer. And, you know, instead of fixing what you have wrong, here's a script for some OxyContin. Here's a script for some fentanyl. He's a legal drug, like Dr. Dose. You know, I heard Dr. Dose was like the reason a lot of Western New York nowadays has an opiate epidemic. So That's why he's all. That's why he's under investigation, because he prescribes more drugs than a New York City hospital. That's what I was told. That's what I heard on the news, on the radio. The drug dealer. That's all those doctors are really. When you break it down, it's the drug dealers. That's all they are. They're selling legal drugs, and it's like some of these drugs are like more dangerous than like street drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not about what drugs you're doing. It's about whose drugs you're doing. You know, because when you think about it, weed is probably like the most harmless thing you can ever do. It's like safer than like drinking alcohol pretty much. But that's illegal and alcohol's fine. And like pain medication is like more dangerous than anything. You know, so and those pills sell for like $20 a pill on the street. Yeah, that's what I saw a lot in jail. Everyone was in there for either like some drug offense. It was either they were in there for either drugs or women. You know, get into a fight with your woman. You know, that's what they're all in there for: drugs or women. I was in there for women. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god. I couldn't believe it, man. Yo, oh my god. You know, looking back on it, I'm like, looking back at what everything that's happened, you have to sit back and look at it and be like, yeah. When I was 18, I was getting laid. You know, I lost my virginity when I was like 25 or some shit like that. Like, holy shit. It was like never in a million years would I think that I'd get arrested over women. Okay? Never in a million years. Because I never had any girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? Not until recently, really. I had Eugene coming over. Still gotta give Eugene back his games too. Oh god. I'm gonna give him back his games. Let me borrow Horizon Zero Dawn. You know, I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4 lately. I bought it when it came out. I just never played it. I played it maybe here and there, but I never really got into it. And now I just like got it and started getting into it really bad. That game, I should say all the Fallout 4s, all the Fallout games, I should say, they have this weird thing to them where it's just the Fallout games, they're good games, but they're also kind of bad, okay? And by that I mean they're good games or good in-depth games, but just the mechanics of the game are what bring it down, you know. So there's a lot of times in those games where like you can hit the wrong button on mistake, and you'll end up like stealing something. You'll steal like a box of like potatoes or something stupid. Now all of a sudden you have the whole fucking town coming after your ass. Like right now I'm in this fucking town in Fallout 4, and I think I like stole like, it was on accident too. I think I stole like something like what do you call it, like an ashtray or something like that. I pressed the wrong button. And I got caught stealing that. So now I got the whole town out on my ass. And they're just, now it's just like, now all these guys are like ganging up on me. Okay? All these guys gang up on me. And somehow the game's saved that way. So now, as soon as I start up the game, I load up a save, and I'm like dead instantly. It's like as soon as the game loads, it comes on, and I'm instantly killed. And you could sit there and watch it like a perpetual death over and over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying? It's like shit like that. It's like, oh my god, this is worse than Dark Souls shit, you know? And there's actually a way that, like right now, I found out a way to bypass that. Like, I literally had to, as soon as the game started loading, I had to keep pressing the circle button to bring up the Pip-Boy thing, the menus and all that. Then I had to switch to a baseball bat. Yeah, I had to equip a baseball bat. Then I had to do 2 Med-X's and a Psycho Jet, and then I would just have to keep swinging the baseball bat just so I could whack these people out of the way, then make a run for it. And it's all random too. It all depends on the way these characters move. You know, sometimes they'll move out of the way, or sometimes they'll just come right after you. It all depends. But you gotta fight your way through this mob of like 50 guys coming at you, and with that many people on the screen, it slows the fucking game down. So you're whacking away at these guys with a baseball bat, and you're just trying to push forward, trying to get as much space between you and this mob as possible. Then I switched to my bottle cap mines. Then I would just put a bottle cap mine down, have a couple of these guys come running toward them, and blow them up. Just throw another one down. And these bottle cap mines, mind you, they somehow have a big fucking blast range. Because you could be on the other side of the, like they don't hit you, okay? So, you just gotta be lucky, okay? And you got like guys coming at you. They just rush you, you know? And you have to be ready for all that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be ready to get your VATS out and go 90, 90, 90, and you just gotta hope that your mysterious stranger comes out and finishes the job for you. You know, that game, man. That game. That's worse than Dark Souls. At least Dark Souls doesn't just start you off dead. You know. At least Dark Souls. At least Dark doesn't. Dark Souls is hard, but it's fair. There's no bullshit where you load it and as soon as it loads you're dead. There's none of that shit. There was actually a thing on Fallout 4, I don't know what the hell was going on, but all of a sudden I was just walking around and I just dropped dead. I had full health and everything. I just dropped dead. And then somehow that actually got saved onto my game. And then it was just like I'd reload the save, and then as soon as it loaded, I would just drop dead again. They need to like work these bugs out. The same thing happens on Skyrim sometimes. I remember I was playing Skyrim and there was like some weird glitch where I got stuck in some bullshit where I would like fall through the floor or something, and there was like no way I could have gotten out, and then it saved the game like that, and I just kept falling through the floor. Like, what a piece of shit. They need to fix these bugs. I remember Morrowind had a lot of those bugs. I remember there was a bug that would freeze the game. There was a game freezing bug. If you tried to scroll through your items like in a certain way, it would just crash the entire game. The Xbox version I'm talking about. I remember it would literally crash your game. They'll freeze it up. Like if you tried to scroll through your items in a certain manner. So, like I said, they're good games, but you need to like fix these games. And but the one thing I am looking forward to though, Mega Man Legacy Collection number 2. I love those games. Love those Mega Man games. This one's gonna have Mega Man 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. I actually never played any of those. I think I played 9. But that was about it. So I'm looking forward to that. That's supposed to come out like what, next month or something? I don't know. Let's see when that's supposed to be released. Mega Man Legacy Collection number 2. Well, let's see when that comes out. You know what else was a good game? I just played it. I rented it. Hold on. Gravy, cut the shit. I just played this game. So, hold on. I just played this game too. The Surge. I rented it. It's like Dark Souls with robots. Hold on. It's actually, hold on. It's actually, oh, it's August 8th. Okay. That's what that comes out. It's actually a carbon copy of Lords of the Fallen with robots in it. It's more Lords of the Fallen than Dark Souls, but it's still pretty cool. I rented it. I didn't really get that far in it, but it seemed pretty cool. Shit. It seemed okay. Oh my god. Seems okay. I gotta take this off. Oh my god. It's like sweat builds up inside there and it just gets all nasty. And it just like itches now. It actually feels pretty good. Just itching my arm like that, it feels pretty good. It's like making these like weird designs on my hands too. My arms and my hands. I think I had this on too tight. Yeah, so that I'm looking forward to. I don't know, maybe tomorrow or something. I haven't decided yet. Now I'm gonna try to think now. I don't really know anymore. Tomorrow, let me try to think. Well, yeah, that can work. I can, see, I'm just trying to think how this can actually work. So you go down to, I hope it's not raining either, go down to the Galleria Mall, Best Buy. Then from Best Buy, we can go to, take the 32, take that all the way down to, what street is that? Street there. Yeah, Parkside. I don't know. Parkside, I could try to go to, what's it called? Family Video, get a fucking, rent a game or something. Just whatever. I don't know. Ah, shit. I want to see if they have Prey at that place. Let's just wait. Yeah. I don't know anymore. But, I want to try to see if I can get Injustice. Is that what the game's called? Injustice? It's the game with, like, it's like superheroes fighting. It's like, the creator of Mortal Kombat made it. It's almost like that Mortal Kombat versus DC game, but it's just all DC characters in it. It's like Mortal Kombat with like Batman and Superman and like the Flash and all that shit. And they all have like fatalities and all that too, I think. So that's actually pretty cool. Alright. I'm turning it off. Oh.